रिसालत, नाराए हैदरी, नाराए हैदरी, बराए खुशनुदी मोहम्मद व आले मोहम्मद, बुलंदतर सलावत। Muhammad wa ali. And after Brother Zuryaab, we have our famous Mullah Ammar Nasheed for Latmiyah. Inshallah, he will recite the Latmiyah and we do the matam together. So, Bismillah.
Bari dikar salawat. Thank you. Tosa kareeb. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا وحبيبنا أبي القاسم مصطفى محمد وعلى بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين أما بعد فقد قال الله سبحانه وتعالى في كتاب المبين وقوله الحق بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الله نور السماوات والأرض مثل نوره كمشكاة فيه مصباح. We begin first and foremost by thanking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for His infinite mercy, His blessing in allowing us to commemorate these days of Sayyidah Fatima alayhi salam, these days of tragedy. And I would like to thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for His tawfiq, the tawassul of the Ahlul Bayt, and in particular MCE for continuing this program throughout the 4 weeks. Usually people only have 1 or 2 programs, but mashallah, MCE has kept this program for the whole month. And all of you mu'mineen have been attending, especially on a cold night like this. Inshallah, your ajr is with Allah and the Ahlul Bayt. Normally it's our belief and it's our aqidah. And all the majalis we hold, Sayyidah Fatima is also present. Her soul, her ruh is also present. She's Shahida, Siddiqa Shahida, as we mentioned in her ziyarah. So I may forget, you may forget that you were here. Life is very fast-paced. You have Deliveroo, you have, so many things happening. Life is very quick. But Sayyidah Fatima won't forget you came to this majlis. Imam Hassan and Hussein won't forget you came to their mother's majlis. You go to any janazah, when you enter the mosque, the immediate family is by the door. They thank you. You offer your condolences. When Sayyidah Fatima's majlis is happening, imagine who is welcoming you all when you come to this farsh. The likes of Imam al-Zamana. Today is also Shab Jummah. The likes of Imam Hassan Askari and all the Ayyam alayhim as-salam. Today, inshallah, with the help of the Ahlul Bayt and the tawassul to the Ahlul Bayt, I want to present Sayyidah Fatima in the very limited way a person like me can, in a new way to you. We'll mention some of her examples, but I really want to go into the essence of this great Azeem lady. For we find that although she was 18 years old when she left this world, her legacy is great. Fatima was not only a daughter. Fatima was not only a daughter. She was more than that as well. Then he said, I would think, okay, then I would write with my pen, say the Fatima, her adama, her position is because she is the wife of Amir al-Mu'mineen, kullu iman. Battle of Khandaq, When Imam Ali was going to fight, what did Rasulullah say? Kullu iman is going to fight kullu kufr. But he said this would not fully portray Sayyidah Fatima. She's not only a wife. Then he said, I would write, okay, then Sayyidah Fatima, her great position is because she's the mother of Al-Hasanain. The other hadith you've heard, that Jannah is under the feet of your mother. Now, it doesn't mean you go home and you start looking under the feet of your mother. What it means is, it's symbolic. Carry her weight. Respect your parents, Jannah will be yours. Sons like Imam Hassan and Hussein, their mother is Sayyidah Fatima. But he said this doesn't cover Sayyidah Fatima fully. So he says, I came to the conclusion, one sentence, which covers Sayyidah Fatima. Fatima is Fatima. Nothing else, he says. Who is this great lady? Allah says in the Holy Quran, Surah Nur, Allahu Nur as-samawati wal-ard. Surah Nur, ayah 35. That I am the light of the heavens and the earth. You see, the fact that you're looking at me is because there's lights here. The fact that we have life on earth is because of light itself, the light of the sun. Allah says, my light is the source of everything. As in, even the moon you have, the moonlight, the moon doesn't have light of its own. It's reflecting the light of the sun towards you. That's why it's nighttime right now. You go to America or Japan or Australia, it's the new day. In America, it's the past day. In that side of the world, it's the new day. There's light to everything. This is Zahiri light that you see with your eyes. There's something called Batani light, the light from within. You can have sense of it. It's part of the Mahsusat. You can sense it, you can't really explain it. For example, the youth nowadays, there's a trend, aura points. 100 aura points, minus 100 aura points. You've heard of these things. Where does this concept of aura come from? The nur you have. Sometimes someone walks in and you're like, I don't know who this person is, but he has an attraction towards him. In Urdu, kashish towards him. What's that? That's the nur you hold. As in when you become closer to the nur of the Ahlul Bayt and through the wasila of the Ahlul Bayt get closer to the nur of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you also become part of that nur. But Allah is saying something else here. I am the nur, as in I am the origin of the heavens and the earth. You cannot reach me fully. Who taught us who Allah is? Ahlul Bayt. Rasulullah first, then the Ahlul Bayt. Who taught us the names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Ahlul Bayt. The du'as we have, Du'a Kumail you recited beautifully a few moments ago. Who taught us that? Amir al-Mu'mineen. This is how you talk to your Lord. Don't take my word for it. Do your own research. When you go home today, on your phone or in Nahj al-Balagha, if you have a physical copy, look at the book. Some of Imam Ali's letters to some companions are pages long. Some are one paragraph. Some are 2 words. The Imam of the time, the Hujjah, speaks to you according to your level. If he speaks above your level, you don't understand him. If he speaks below your level, that's injustice to you. He's not showing you respect. The Imam speaks to you based on your level. But when the Imam speaks to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he's speaking on his own level. This is why these du'as are timeless. Du'a Kumail, Du'a Abu Hamza Thumali, Sahifa Sajjadiyah, these collections of, as you know, the Psalms of Islam is from Imam Sajjad. In Al-Azhar University in Misr, in Cairo, one of the shuyukh, he wrote a letter to Najaf, to the Hawza in Najaf. He said, give me the dalil that your Imams are ma'soom. He's probably expecting from the Quran, Hadith, the Sanad, the Riwayah, the Matan, everything. They sent him one book, Sahifa Sajjadiyah. The Shaykh admits, he says, I read after Salatul Isha until Salatul Fajr. I read Sahifa Sajjadiyah cover to cover. Do you know what he said at the end? He says, your Imams are ma'soom. He said, why? He says, the way your Imam Sajjad is talking to Allah, this is not normal. The words he is using, it's extraordinary, phenomenal, majestic. Your Imams are ma'soom. We have these du'as, and I'm also guilty of this. How many times have you read Sahifa Sajjadiyah? The khutbah of Sayyidah Fatimah, we're going to come on to that later on. These are great noors within us. Then we find, Allah says, Allahu nur as-samawati wal ard, mathalu nurihi. You can't reach me, okay? I've given you examples. Why did Allah send the prophets? Couldn't Allah have given us all the knowledge beforehand? It's part of your test. No, there's a nizam I have made. The earth orbits the sun. The sun doesn't orbit the earth. The moon goes around the earth. There's a nizam in finance. Those of you who work in finance, FCA, PRA. Those of you who work in the medical field, you have a governing, a monitoring authority. There's a nizam for everything, isn't there? Your school, head teacher, Ofcom, everything. Your TV, everything has a nizam. So why is it when it comes to Islam, people say just be free? There's a nizam to everything. There needs to be a nizam for your soul. And the best nizam for the soul is Islam in its pure form. Where is Islam in its pure form? Through the Ahlul Bayt, the house of Wahi. Mathalu nurihi, he says. Beautifully said. Not mithlu nurihi. Because Allah is laysa kamithlihi shay. Mithil and mathal, there's a big difference between it. Mithil denotes that you are at the same level. Mathal means a likeness of me. You have 2 twins, brothers who are 2 twins. They are the mithal of each other. But you have a father and a son. The son is the mathal of the father. He may not look like him completely, but he resembles him a bit. He's a bit of a shabi of his father. But twins are exactly the same, so to speak. Mathalu nurihi kamishkata fihi misbah al-misbahu fi zujaja. An example of my light, and I'm going to summarize it very quickly for you, and I'm doing it no justice, by the way, is that imagine there's a lamp in which there's a holder. There's a holder in which there's a lamp. And in that lamp within that lamp there's a glass. Then it continues, Nurun ala nur, يَهْدِ اللَّهُ لِنُورِهِ مَن يَشَاءُ. There's nur surrounding this light. Allah guides to His light whoever He wants. You know, every day in namaz, all Muslims in the world, how many Muslims in the world? 2 billion, let's say, more than that. All Muslims everywhere in the world read this every day. Minimum at least 10 or so times. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم. Allah guide us to the right path. That means there's a path somewhere. It's not اهدنا الصراط المستقيم, to the different paths. You've heard of the argument, you're the minority, we're the majority. Well, Allah is saying there's only one path. There's not many different paths. What is Siratul Mustaqim? In one beautiful narration, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he's with his companions. One came forward, he said, "O Prophet of Allah, what is Siratul Mustaqim?" The Prophet said, "It's the straight path." He said, "No, show me physically." He was trying to find a error, but there's no error in the Quran or the Ahlul Bayt or the Prophet of Allah. Show me physically. Rasulullah said, "Okay, wait here." The narration says a few moments later, Amir al-Mu'mineen entered Masjid al-Nabawi. He said, "Where is that man who asked the question?" He stood up. Rasulullah said, "Hada Siratul Mustaqim. Ali ma'al haq wa haqqu ma'al Ali." Had Rasulullah said the first part, Ali is with the haq, that means, madallah, that there could be a time where Ali is not with the haq. The markaz is haq and Ali is following it. No. Wal haqqu ma'al Ali. Wherever Ali goes, haq goes with him. Oh, Abadar, the whole world walks on one way and you see Ali walking on the other, follow Ali ibn Abi Talib. That's what the haq is. Come back to our example. We said there are examples of Allah's light. Mathalu nurihi. Sheikh Kulaini, one of the greatest of our scholars, says, I found a narration, he cites the whole narration for Imam Jafar Sadiq alayhi salam, which says that this likeness of Allah's light is Sayyidah Fatima. And the misbah and the zujaja, the glass and the lamp, are Hassan and Hussein alayhim as-salam. And Nurun ala Nur is the Nur of the Ayyam, the rest of the Imams, from Imam Sajjad to Imam Zamana. This Nur is being surrounded, is protected. A great gem we have. If we go a bit further than this, in her khutbah Fadakiyah, Sayyidah Fatima said what? She said to the people, when Allah found that the people were going astray, He sent my father to guide them. You know, some people say only Allah, fakat Allah. We mentioned this before, I mentioned very quickly. Iblis said the same. Only Allah. You know, go to Jannatul Baqi, go to Medina, go to Makkah, you're making dua. Only Allah, Allahu Kareem. Don't go to these graves, only Allah. Shaitan said the same. Only Allah. Allah said, bow down to Adam. He said, no. I'll bow down to you, not him. Allah said, but it's my command. You've bowed down to your head, but you did not bow down your ego. That's why he became Iblis near Rajim. With the Ahlul Bayt, there's also a nizam with them. Come back to our example here. Regarding Lady Fatima, that what? That these Noors, these Anwar, they guide you in this world and also the hereafter. Sayyidah Fatima said, when Allah found the people going astray, He sent my father to guide you all. And He took you out from dhulm, from darkness into nur. Again, the concept of light has come again. Ayatul Kursi, what do we read? Allahu waliyul lazina amanu yukhrijuhum minas zulamat illa nur. Zulamat has been used not in the singular form, not dhulm, dhulumat. There's many, plurality, there's many different darknesses. But there's only one nur. Allah takes you out from the darkness to the nur. وَالَّذِينَ كَفُرُوا أَوْلِيَهُمُ الطَّاغُوتِ يُخْرِجُونَهُم مِّنَ النُّورِ إِلَّا الظُّلُمَاتِ. The Taghuts take you from nur, one, into many, plurality. What is that one nur? Rasulullah said what? The nur of Allah was first. Then He created my nur. From my nur, the nur of Ali. From our nur, the nur of Fatima. From Fatima came the rest of the Ayyam alayhim as-salam. Henceforth, awwalana Muhammad, wa akhirana Muhammad, wa awsatana Muhammad, kulluna Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. Inshallah, you're following along. We're trying to get to the essence of Sayyidah Fatima. She's not just a lady who lived 1400 years ago. There's a whole universe within her. What's her essence? Rasulullah said, we are all Muhammadi. Look at Kadhmain, when Islam needed to be saved in the dungeons of Baghdad, the Nur of Muhammad became Al-Kadhim. When that Nur needed to be saved in the likes of Samara, that Nur became Al-Askariyain, Imam Nakki and Imam Askari. What else came after? Coming back to our example, what was Sayyidah Fatima's nur? We find the 11th Imam, he says, نَحْنُ حُجَّجَ اللَّهِ عَلَى الْخَلْقِ. We, the Imams, are Allah's hujjah upon the people. وَجَدَّتُنَا فَاطِمَةَ حُجَّةَ اللَّهِ عَلَيْنَا. This one sentence, you could write a whole thesis on. He's saying that we, the Imams, we are Allah's hujjah upon the people. And our grandmother, Sayyidah Fatima, is Allah's hujjah upon us. Now, excluding Rasulullah and Imam Ali, they're the highest. After Rasulullah, he's the highest, then it's Imam Ali. But he's saying from Imam Hassan al-Mujtaba to Imam al-Zamana, Imam Sahib al-Amr, our hujjah is Sayyidah Fatima. So what's a hujjah? In simple terms, hujjah is a proof or an argument. Someone who's a witness to what you do, so to speak. Someone who is shahid, who is watching. As in to say, a hujjah can only be a hujjah if they were there before you, during your time, and after you. So on Judgment Day, they can give testimony to what you did. The Imam here is saying what? Sayyidah Fatima is Allah's hujjah upon us, the Imams. How can this be so? You may object. But we find on the day of Ashura, when Imam Hussein met Sayyidah Zainab for the final time, he said what to her? My sister Zainab, have sabr. Before me, Rasulullah died, and he was better than me. And before me, Amir al-Mu'mineen died, and he was better than me. And before me, my mother Fatima died, and she was better than me. And before me, my brother Hassan al-Mujtaba died, he was better than me. So Zainab, have sabr after me. What was Imam Hussein trying to say? That the Ahlul Bayt who have come before me are better than me. So this denotes that Sayyidah Fatima is included in that. We sometimes think that the tragedy of Imam Hussein was greater. Yes, in some respect. But the Imams have pointed that the tragedy of Sayyidah Fatima is more bitter. La yawmaka yawmak ya Aba Abdullah. There's no day like yours. But in terms of the intensity of